Whoa, there is the reason. That was clinical. Big damage, a gaping hole on the front.
The Green Hell. 22 kilometers of tarmac, concrete walls, and history. The one place Max Verstappen escapes the politics of Formula One. The one place he races purely for love. And in 2026, even that is falling apart. A broken front end, a P39 finish, a grid penalty before a wheel was even turned in anger. And back in Formula One, 9th in the standings, 12 points, talking about quitting. So here's the question nobody in motorsport wants to answer right now. Has 2026 become the year Max Verstappen finally breaks? And if it has, did anyone see it coming? Let's go back to where 2026's nightmare truly took shape. The Nürburgring, the 24-hour qualifiers weekend, officially NLS Race 4 and NLS Race 5. Now this weekend was not about setting the grid for May's legendary 24-hour race, but make no mistake, what happened here had massive consequences for Team Verstappen Racing's path toward that event. During Max Verstappen's very first stint, front-end damage, the kind that ends ambitions before they begin. The result? A P39 finish for Team Verstappen Racing. And suddenly, the road to the Nürburgring 24 hours became far more complicated than anyone had planned. Here's why that matters. Qualifying for the N24 involves brutal knockout stages, all building toward top qualifying 3, a session reserved for just 12 cars. But 6 of those 12 spots are allocated automatically before the race weekend even begins. The fastest and second fastest theoretical race times across the first 3 NLS rounds earn 2 automatic berths. The fastest theoretical qualifying time earns a third. And crucially, 2 more spots go to the fastest race running times from NLS 4 and NLS 5 this very weekend. Verstappen did set the fastest lap of the race during his first stint, but because of the damage, because of that P39 finish, it remains uncertain whether that was truly the fastest theoretical race lap time across all competitors. The official list had not been released, the team had to wait, and that uncertainty? In endurance racing, uncertainty costs you everything.
There was another layer to this story entirely. Verstappen himself revealed to Dutch media that the team deliberately kept him out of top qualifying during that NLS weekend. Why? Because a blistering lap from the Dutchman would have triggered balance of performance rules, and organizers would have slowed the car down before May's big race. As Verstappen said in his own words, "We have to be fast in the 24 hours." Strategic, calculated, and still it went wrong. The Green Hell gave Max Verstappen nothing in return. But that was just the start. You might think the Nürburgring was an isolated bad weekend, a moment of bad luck in an otherwise solid season. But here is where the pattern becomes impossible to ignore. Back in 2023, 3 years before any of this, Verstappen sat in a simulator, looked at the data for F1's 2026 cars, and told anyone who would listen that they looked pretty terrible. He warned that from all the numbers he was seeing, it was not something I'm very excited about. Nobody listened. Round 1, Australia 2026. Verstappen drained his battery on the formation lap at Albert Park, not under pressure, not in a battle, on the formation lap before the race had even started. Round 2, China. Verstappen caught Red Bull's sprint race performance pretty much a disaster. Then came the main event, a DNF. Not from a collision, a coolant fault ended his Chinese Grand Prix before it truly began. Round 3, Japan, the circuit he loves. Verstappen was eliminated in Q2 and found himself unable to pass Alpine's Pierre Gasly for 7th place on race day. The 4-time world champion stuck behind an Alpine. 3 rounds into the 2026 Formula One season, Max Verstappen sits 9th in the championship with just 12 points. And this is where the story gets truly dark. This is not a slump. This is not bad luck. This is a man at war with the sport itself.
Verstappen became the face of the anti-electrification movement, the loudest critic of F1's new cars, which feature a 50-50 split between combustion and electrical power. He called the racing like playing Mario Kart. He said drivers boost past rivals and then immediately run out of battery on the next straight. He called it, in front of the world, a joke. Then came Japan, and a journalist asked him the question nobody wanted asked. Are you going to walk away at the end of the season? Verstappen's answer, that's what I'm saying. I'm thinking about everything inside this paddock. Privately, I'm very happy, but normally you do 24 races and you just think, is it worth it? I keep telling myself every day to try and enjoy it, he told BBC Sport. It's just very hard. This was not a tactic. This was not PR management. This was a man telling the truth. And the consequences stretch far beyond one driver's frustration. For Red Bull, sources have told ESPN that Verstappen is leaning toward a sabbatical rather than full retirement, but there is never a guarantee of a return once a driver walks away, even one as great as him. For the championship, those 4 consecutive world titles between 2021 and 2024 feel like a distant memory. A 19-year-old Kimi Antonelli is winning races for Mercedes, finishing over 13 seconds clear of the field in Japan. The torch is being passed, and Verstappen is not even fighting for it. For Formula One itself, Verstappen could take his millions of fans to another series, along with their ticket sales, merchandise purchases, and television ratings. The sport built an era around this man. And now, in the green hell and on the Grand Prix circuits alike, 2026 is taking it all back.
Scenario 1. The FIA acts. The rules change. Verstappen rediscovers his hunger, and the Nürburgring 24 hours in May becomes the moment he remembers why he started racing. Scenario 2. The rules stay broken. Red Bull stays behind, and Verstappen takes his sabbatical, leaving Formula One to figure out who it is without its biggest star. Scenario 3. May 14th arrives. The Nürburgring 24 hours begins, and Max Verstappen, away from batteries, away from politics, away from a sport that stopped feeling like racing, simply drives for 24 hours in the place that still makes sense. And maybe that race becomes his farewell. Not with a podium, not with a trophy, just the green hell, the night air, and the one version of motorsport he still loves. Can the Nürburgring 24 hours in May save Max Verstappen's 2026? Or has Formula One already pushed its greatest champion one step too far? One thing is certain, the next time he straps into that GT3 car at the Nürburgring, every single lap will carry the weight of an entire career. And the real question won't be about the race result. It'll be about whether, when it's over, he still wants to come back. If you made it this far, you already know this season is bigger than racing. It's about a man deciding whether the sport deserves him anymore. So tell me, does Formula One deserve Max Verstappen? Drop your answer in the comments. And if you want the full Nürburgring 24 hours breakdown, that video is coming. Make sure you're subscribed.